Hello, friends, and welcome to your League One Ontario Women's Premier League Game of the Week. My name is Pierce Lang. I'm going to be bringing you all the action today between North Mississauga and North Toronto. As both teams take to the pitch here, we're expecting quite a matchup tonight. I'll walk you through the starting lineups and what we can expect from both these sides after the playing of the national anthem. So we're going to take a break here for the playing of O Canada, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
We would like to honor this land on which the North Toronto Soccer Club operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of many nations, including the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, and the Mississauga of the New Credit First Nations. Many diverse Indigenous people continue to live here today, with the people who have come to settle here from all over the world. We're grateful to have the opportunity to run soccer programs for our community on this land. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
All right, friends, we are just about ready for kickoff here in North Toronto. Michaela Pisani and Nick Murray are the assistant referees. Luciano Capitelli is the fourth official. And Karen Wu is your match commissioner. Mentioned before, North Mississauga in the black with red accents. And opportunity coming here as they're looking for Cripps. She's got a full head of steam charging in towards the top of the box. Gets a foot on it. Applying pressure to Sarah Rollins, but that ball is going to go out of bounds for a corner kick here early for North Mississauga. We're going from left to right in those black with red uniforms. North Toronto in their white kits with green sleeves at home tonight. Good to see Sarah Rollins back in the lineup. She was out for most of the season so far this year with a high ankle sprain. This will be her second game of 2024. She had a fantastic year at UBC, a left-footed in-swinger going into the middle of the goal and handled easily by Arden LaRose. LaRose getting the start today as Raven Edwards-Dodal takes a rest. She's played most of the season so far. A well-deserved break for the normal number one. Strong challenge there by Dory Anderson coming in to break things up as North Toronto try and move the ball out of the back casually, comfortably, with precision as we've come to expect from this side. Casually might not have been the right word. I feel like that means it's lacking intention, and I think there's a ton of intention behind everything that Billy Wilson's squad does. Bit of a bittersweet bit of news from head coach Billy Wilson from North Toronto as he's going to be moving away from this club at the end of the month, but on to bigger and better things as he's going to be a part of the AFC Toronto club in the Northern Super League, which is a fantastic opportunity for him that he's acknowledging he's getting in on at the ground level. Starting it off should be a ton of fun and big adventure for him as the ball is swung in. Maya Vittoria trying to hold on to the ball deep in enemy territory. This is Fiaccini playing a ball way back for Fowler to run onto, and she's going to give it to Eriksson. Kovacevic giving a bit of pressure there. Ball launched up the pitch for Braich to run onto. The McMaster player battling her way into the box, slams the ball in low and hard across the goal, and no one was there on the other end to knock it in. First real good opportunity on the day here for either side. So looking at the table right now, North Toronto sitting second with 27 points behind NDC Ontario, who got a victory last weekend against Blue Devils FC, handily defeating the bottom team in the Women's Premier Division. Ball launched up for Kovacevic to run onto. Cutting back, swings the ball in with her left foot into the box. Cleared from harm by number 17, Darcy Fiaccini. Eriksson's going to clear the ball all the way up to Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro is a player that North Toronto head coach Billy Wilson had pointed to as someone they're going to want to keep an eye on. Other ball worked into the middle. Shot in towards goal. We've got our first goal of the game. It's Courtney Poon stepping up and smashing the volley into the side netting, beating Molly Eriksson here in the 5th minute of play to make it 1-0 for North Toronto early on in this match. Courtney Poon, one of the top midfielders in this league year after year. Someone who Billy Wilson was telling me before the game has been very strong for his side so far this year, and he looks to her veteran presence to really control the match, and you see her taking control early with the opening goal. Erickson playing it out to Steen. Emma Steen's such a tough customer. We did the game earlier this year against the NDC where Steen had a bloodied nose by the end of the game, playing with some gauze stuffed up her nose for the last 10-15 minutes of that match. A fierce competitor. Long throw there from Emma Warren. Another ball launched into the box, and Erickson sprawls to her left to make the save. Erickson launches a ball up, but it only goes as far as Elise Bell. So North Toronto are going to line up, or are lined up rather, that in a 3-4-2-1 today. We see it's been effective so far in spreading North Mississauga apart. As mentioning before, they had a loss last weekend to the Vaughan Azzurri. Billy Wilson telling me that they didn't do themselves any justice, gave the ball away, gave up a set piece. There was a lot of wind making it difficult for them.
Goal in the 5th minute, number 6, Courtney Poon.
Another clearance by North Mississauga to get the ball out of their own end. Wilson was telling me that Jade is really in a good place right now, which I think is a bit of an understatement, but it's okay. And the team is creating lots of chances for her as she comes flying in on another tackle. He says North Mississauga are going to provide a similar problem that Vaughan gave them on the weekend, in that they're very organized. This is Perez with it. Ball in towards Kovacevic. She smashes one in towards Erickson, and Erickson gets low to make the save. So Courtney Poon got the opening goal there. Wilson was telling me before the match that she's been their best player this season, and she was one of very few players who could hold her head high following the result against the Azzurri. We're also going to want to keep an eye on right wing back Elise Bell today. She's been quite good as of late. Perez is in solid form, so is Rice. Kiyomi McCausland is out, which is a bit of a trade-off in experience with Sarah Rollins getting back into the lineup. You can hear Erickson calling for the ball to be allowed to roll out and give her a goal kick here in the 10th minute of play. Bruno Mavinger getting it to Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro is dispossessed. This is Poon playing it into the middle. Ball being worked around. Abby Simpson getting it up. Kaya Rice sending it back towards Sarah Rollins. Elise Bell, who I only mentioned moments ago, has her pass deflected and it goes out for a corner kick. Today, North Mississauga are being coached by Laura Arduini. They're going to be playing a 4-3-3 today. You may notice Kennedy Herman isn't here today. She's getting married tomorrow, so they gave her the day off for some reason. I'm not sure why. Wedding's tomorrow, not tonight, right? But big news for Kennedy as well. Beyond the nuptials, just announced as part of the coaching staff for the new NSL team based out of Halifax. So that's very exciting and well-deserved for Kennedy. This North Miss side has already lost a few players who are going back to school. So some definite turnover in the lineup here the last few weeks. Allison Collins is out. Free kick here at the edge of the box, driven in low and hard. Kovacevic gets a foot to it, and it's banged in on the rebound. Looks like it's Sarah Rollins. Nope. It's Kaya Rice, rather, that making it 2-0 here in the 12th minute of play. And things go from bad to worse for North Mississauga here in the first 12 minutes of the match.
North Toronto goal in the 12th minute. Number 10, Kaya Rice.
Mezzafaro getting a ball through to Cripps. Cripps evades the challenge. The ball finds its way to Ravina Braich. Rollins breaks up her pass to Cripps. This is the goal scorer. Or, no, sorry, rather, that's Abby Simpson. Here comes Emma Warren charging in towards the top of the box. Kovacevic gets it at the top of the 18-yard box, evades another tackle, still with it. Pushing in towards her left. Decides to cut back onto her right, swings the ball in towards the far post, and it was Ivy Mae Perez who was closest to it, but just a little bit too far in front of her to get on to the end of. And it's put in quickly for Steen to move the ball up to Braich. Ball lumped up and headed clear. As far as Perez, Kovacevic brings it down. Mavinger with it now into the middle. Warren giving pressure. This is Courtney Poon getting a foot in and unable to control it, and it's going to go for a North Mississauga throw in here in the 14th minute of play. It is 2-0 for North Toronto early on at home. Cripps brings the ball down. Wanger options, turns, fires, looking for Mezzafaro charging up the right side, but slight miscommunication there between the two attackers. Rice going back to Simpson, who goes back to Sarah Rollins, and the ball will be worked around. Tostvin getting it up. This is Elise Bell, the full head of steam being closed down by Reese Fowler. Warren gets it down on the touchline, cuts inside, gets around her mark, puts a shot in towards Erickson's goal, and she parries that one over the net and out of bounds for a corner kick here in the 16th minute of play for North Toronto. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinging kick here for North Toronto, low and hard in towards Abby Simpson. Second ball in, goes into the middle of the box. No one able to get onto the end of it. Tostvin's ball goes across the box, finding Elise Bell, and you can hear Molly Erickson's absolutely livid back there. Not getting a ton of support from her back line. This is Courtney Poon sliding a ball through, looking for Emma Warren. But Erickson comes out to challenge and dives onto the ball. Ball goes back to Tostvin. DeBoer with it now. Cripps battling hard down low with Tostvin and gets the call to go her way. Striker plays her NCAA soccer at the University of Niagara. Ball lofted into the box, and we've got our equalizer. It's Bruna Mavinger who got to it by the looks of it. We'll have confirmation here in just a moment, but 2-1, the lead cut in half, and we'll get the official call here, but I'm pretty sure it was number 21, Bruna Mavinger, tying or cutting the lead in half here in the 19th minute of play. This is Tostvin with it now. Looking at Rollins. Cripps was there to cut that pass off.
Number 21, Bruna Mavigner.
Courtney Poon going out wide. Elise Bell playing it back to Tostvin. DeBoer tries to find Perez, but the pass just was a bit short. Bell cuts around Fowler easily and continues up the right side. Puts the ball into the box. opportunity knocking here. Kaya Rice unable to get the shot off. It continues to bounce around in the box. Courtney Poon has it go off her heel. This is Emma Steen with it. Full head of steam for Steen as she charges up the pitch. Closed down by Jessie DeBoer. And Steen's going to slow things down and play the ball backwards. Perez into the middle for DeBoer. DeBoer laying it off for Poon. Poon being closed down. Gets it out wide. Warren with it now, getting around the defender. Warren trying to slip through the back line, but just pushed it a little bit too far in front of herself. And the clearance is made, and it goes out for a North Toronto throw-in to relieve a touch of the pressure here that's been building. This is Amanda Cripps with it once again. Being pressured by Sarah Rollins. Cripps with it still. Plays it out onto the wing for Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro puts the ball into the middle of the box. North Mississauga unable to get onto the end of it, and the Nitros are coming back the other way. Wasteful ball over the top there by Kaya Rice. Looking for Kovacevic, but it goes all the way back to Erickson. Fabulous sliding challenge there by Ivy May Perez. And North Toronto have the ball back again here in their own end. Kovacevic weighing her options, head up, looking for someone to lay the ball off to, decides to give it to Tostevin. Tostevin with plenty of real estate in front of her. Gets the ball back again. Ball played up onto the wing for Perez to give chase to. Mavinger's going to clear the ball up the wing. Fowler with the flick. Fowler lofting a ball up for Breach to run on to. Cripps giving chase. A little bit of excitement in the back there for Arden LaRose as she danced around an oncoming attacker. Kovacevic with the ball on her left foot. Continues to cut across the top of the 18-yard box. Ball played into the middle of the box. And it was Fowler who got a foot to it, and a low diving save off of Perez's shot. That was seeking the bottom left corner of Molly Erickson's goal. The rain's holding up here at Downsview Park. We had a little bit of a sprinkling leading into the match, but I wouldn't even call the amount of precipitation we're getting right now spitting at this stage. This is Kaya Rice giving it to Kovacevic, top of the box. Kovacevic with the shot, whistles it just over the postage stamp corner and out for a North Mississauga goal kick. 2-1 here, folks, in our League One Ontario Women's Premier Division Game of the Week. Courtney Poon opened the scoring very early on in this one, scoring in the 5th minute of play. Kaya Rice, 7 minutes later, doubling the lead, and only moments ago, Bruna Mavinger halved that lead for North Mississauga as they continue to work a ball into the box. Looked like it may have gone off the defender's hand there, but Kim Lee had a better look at it than we did. Only a few meters away. High lofted ball off the boot of Abby Simpson. Goes all the way back for Biacchini to give to Erickson. Steen plays it out wide. Fowler being closed down quickly. Her pass looked like it might have been deflected, but the call's going to go the other way. It'll be a North Toronto throw-in. Just over half. Mavinger gets a boot to that ball. Breach is going to get called for the shove as she and Perez went up for the header. Kovacevic laying it off. Shot in towards goal off the boot of DeBoer, but it's blocked. Steen gets up for the header. Fowler with the clearance. All the way up to Cripps. Cripps tries to turn. This is Tostevin with it now, working her way deep into enemy territory. Tostevin launches a shot towards goal and knocks it right out of the park. If you haven't already downloaded the League One Canada app, I highly suggest you do. You can get scores and stats and stories from around League One Ontario, League One Quebec, League One BC, League One Alberta, and then all the divisions associated with those parent leagues. I certainly lean on it quite heavily during these broadcasts. Keeps me up to date on what's going on around the country. Fowler lofting one into the box. Cripps gives a bit of trouble there to LaRose, but Kim Lee comes over to have a quick word with her to tell her to hold her horses when she's deep in the enemy box. Cripps continuing to apply pressure. Abby Simpson leaving it for DeBoer. Tostevin with it now, head up. Back to DeBoer. Braich closing her down, gets a foot in on it. Perez is able to clear. Steen steps up to break up the attack. Steen again in the right place at the right time. LaRose with the low hard clearance. Poon able to collect it in the middle for North Toronto. Ravina Braich playing a ball for Fowler to run onto, just a little bit far in front of this streaking left back. Take this opportunity to pay a couple bills here. League One Ontario would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League, and League One Canada. CIBC, Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel. The Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management. Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball of League One Ontario. Couldn't do it without the fantastic support those organizations provide to us here to bring you this broadcast and all the bells and whistles that go along with League One Canada. Rollins winning that battle against Amanda Cripps. LaRose coming out of her box. Rollins, so mature for a player who's just 19 years of age, but she's been part of this League One Ontario outfit for North Toronto for a couple years now. Like I said, she had a fantastic year at UBC. Where she would have played alongside a few other names that would be quite familiar to League One Ontario fans. Another ball into the box for North Toronto, and it's off the boot of Perez and out for a goal kick. I mentioned some of the teammates that would have been out at UBC playing alongside Sarah Rollins. Sticking out first and foremost has to be Catalin Tolnai, who was the U Sports Player of the Year last year. Absolutely dominant offensively, and then doesn't hurt to have Jada Thompson playing beside you if you're looking to bang in a couple goals at that level. Holly Whelan from Alliance United also out there, playing under Jesse Simons. A coach who needs no introduction to soccer fans on the West Coast, having been a part of the Whitecaps women's program in his heyday. Ooh, dangerous opportunity here, and a lot of confusion in the North Mississauga end. Fabulous battle there between Poon and Mazzafaro, and Courtney Poon's going to win that one. These two sides met earlier this season. Very, very early on, April 28th. And it was a 3-0 victory for North Toronto in that match. Things a little tighter here today. Poon brings it down. Vinger in with the challenge. This is Braich and DeBoer battling for it. Perez gets it out wide. Braich back very deep in her own end here, battling hard with Elise Bell. Mavinger pushing up, giving chase, and she can't get around Rollins. Cripps with it in the corner, and her touch lets her down, and that's going to go out for a North Toronto goal kick here in the 34th minute of play. 2-1 for North Toronto as it stands. This is Isabella Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro also plays collegiately at Niagara University. A Purple Eagle. Feller a little bit off target on the free kick. .36 deep here. We'll have scores from around the league for you in the second half. Not a ton going on tonight in the Women's Premier Division, but it is the first game of the weekend. Kovacevic going in hard. Not sure why she left her feet for that. She doesn't look too upset about not having got the call, and Eriksson goes up for a sprawling save to parry that one out past her post. 15 points for Onomatopoeia. Perez in the corner. A lot of pushing and shoving in the box. Mavinger getting a talking to from Kim Lee right now. I personally like this. I like the shenanigans. A little bit of shirt pulling. Maybe step on a toe or two while you're in the mix like that. Ref can't see it. Not a ton of movement, but finally Perez puts a ball in and it's cleared out of bounds for another corner kick, so we get to do it all over again, which will be fun. Not a lot of action here in the lead up to the corner kicks. Elise Bell trying to work her way around Ravina Braich by the looks of it. And call's going to go against Braich, who's got her arms out to try and keep Bell under control. Steen gets the ball quickly, pushing it up. Tostevin rises to meet that ball and head it straight back up into the air. Rice with it now in the box. Right-footed shot low and hard, but Kovacevic was offside anyways. So it wouldn't have mattered if she'd have been able to get onto the end of it regardless. So Molly Eriksson will take the free kick here in her own box and get us back underway. About 6 minutes left in the first half. 2-1 for the home side North Toronto Nitros over the North Mississauga Panthers. Ball in for Dory Anderson. She's battling hard with Tostevin, and she's going to need to be on her A game if she's going to get past the number 4 in white. A formidable task from a formidable opponent. Fabulous turn there from Kaya Rice. Ball cleared directly towards me, but unfortunately today I did not get to touch the ball, which is always a highlight. Rice working hard once again. And her ball's deflected off of Fiaccini. Perez playing it out wide for Bell. Bell trying to cut back in, and she's going to clear it out behind the goal. Good little battle there between Sarah Rollins and Amanda Cripps. This is Courtney Poon. She's being closed down by Maya Victoria. Warren getting the ball into Rice. Rice puts it into the box, and North Toronto unable to connect the dots on that. Little foray into the North Miss end. Erickson getting the ball up to Fowler. Braich tries to turn. It's Warren, or DeBoer rather, that applying pressure. DeBoer is going to get the call. Ball bouncing around. Kovacic is not the one you want getting on the end of it in there if you're North Mississauga. But they're finally able to get it out of harm's way, and it's cleared by Victoria. Or sorry, rather that Fiaccini. Fowler to put the ball back in. Long throw. Bell gets onto it and goes all the way back to Rollins. Tostvin's going to give it to LaRose. LaRose with it still. Cripps closing her down, and she's going to get it up the pitch quickly. Warren unable to make anything happen, and it's going to be a North Toronto throw just inside their own end. Oh. Rice gets away with a handball in the middle of the pitch. Victoria Foster smashing a ball up. Warren closed down by Fiaccini. Rollins cutting back into the middle. Finds Tostevin. Kovacic has her touch, let her down. Steen over it, gets it in quickly to Cripps. Cripps with Rollins on her back. Cripps turns and gives it outside to Fowler. Fowler slipping it through for Dory Anderson, but Dory Anderson's offside. Anderson, 18-year-old midfielder. Fourth official indicates we've got 2 minutes of additional time as a bare minimum to be added on to the first half here.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
Ravina Brach called for another foul here in the 46th minute of play. Mazzafaro looking for Cripps, but Rollins steps in to break things up. Poon getting a foot in now. Courtney Poon on the ball in the middle of the pitch. She's found Kaya Rice. Kaya Rice charging in towards Cole. Blasts one low and hard and whistles it just wide of Molly Erickson's goal. And out for a goal kick. Time slipping through the hourglass here in the first half, friends. It's been back and forth, both sides. North Toronto taking an early 2-goal lead. North Mississauga giving themselves a chance here, drawing themselves back within one through Bruna Mavinger, who just rose up to meet that header. And that's your first half, friends. 2-1 going into the dressing room. My name's Pierce Lang. It's been a pleasure bringing you this first half. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Go grab yourselves a Gatorade. Go grab yourselves a snack. And we'll be right back with your second half of action from North Toronto in your League One Ontario Game of the Week.
I could lose you like the others. Only girl that's never let me is my mother. Oh, I love her, and I know you probably hate it, but I'm in my head right now. So slow it down, take a moment now. We're too young to drown. Deep and dirty waters full of hope down. Let me pull you out, let me hold you now.
All right, friends, we are back with your second half of action here in North York. It's Pierce Lang back on the mic as always. So excited to be here, bringing you all the League One Ontario play for your League One Ontario game of the week tonight between North Toronto and North Mississauga. North Toronto up with a 2-0 lead early on in the first half, and then it was Bruno Mavinger scoring one to bring things a little bit closer for North Mississauga as they made it to halftime without giving up another goal and giving themselves a chance here in the second half. It was Courtney Poon opening the scoring. Poon scoring in the 5th minute. Then 7 minutes later was Kaya Rice, and Mavinger got her goal in the 19th minute. This is Ravina Brach, the McMaster attacker, playing a ball across the face of the goal. Cripps was there, wasn't able to get onto the end of it, and Tostovan finally getting it clear of the 6-yard box. I had a chance to talk to Laura Arduini at halftime. Well, I talked to Billy Wilson too, but in talking to Coach Arduini, she was saying that she thought they had a great start, but then North Toronto were able to finish their chances, and the Panthers kind of panicked a bit, but they found themselves in the last 15, but sat back too deep and are going to need to attack here in the second half. Billy Wilson was happy with his team's performance for the most part, by the sounds of it, in the first half.
North Mississauga substitution in the 46th minute. Exiting the match is number 8, Nyla Dor-Anderson. Entering the match is number 11, Mara Sinopsu.
Well, you heard it there, folks. Sinopsu in for Dory Anderson at halftime. Billy Wilson was telling me before the whistle went there that his team were comfortable with the 2-goal lead and then were sloppy on a set piece to give up the goal. They let their standards drop after dominating possession, and he doesn't want them to let it turn into a dogfight. They need to put this one away here if they're going to take the full lion's share of the points tonight. And the sun is coming in just from a difficult angle if you're looking across the pitch right now. But it's nice to get a little bit of vitamin D here after we got nothing but vitamin H2O for the hour leading up to this match. Steen with a big booming kick into the box. LaRose comes out to collect. She'll roll it out quickly. Ball picked off by Cripps. Cripps with it at the top of the box, working her way into the 18. Bit of confusion there between Cripps and Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro comes charging in and blocks the clearance out for a North Toronto goal kick. Steen maintaining possession, dancing through the middle. Tons of pressure on her from Perez. Kovacevic harrying Mavinger. Perez whistled for the high boot. It's going to be a free kick for North Mississauga in their own end. Erickson to take, stepping up, smashes one into the North Toronto box. Bell went up for the header. Perez whistled for getting a hip in on Mavinger. Mavinger goes over to say no harm, no foul. I'm okay. You're all right. Steen standing over it. I was telling that story about how earlier in the season we watched her battle through a bloody nose against NDC. Tostvin with time. Gets it out wide for Bell. DeBoer has it poked free by Ravina. Braid shot in towards goal by Amanda Cripps. And no trouble whatsoever for LaRose as she dropped to her knees to fall onto that. Well, we had our 45 seconds of sunshine there, and it was absolutely glorious. The sun's dipped behind the clouds once more. Sarah Rollins finding Courtney Poon. This is Jade Kovacevic. She gets around Maya Victoria. Victoria Foster plays it out, giving the North Mississauga a chance, backline a chance to regroup. Opportunity knocking here. Ball goes back to Kovacevic and shot in towards goal. And actually, it's now 3-1. I had it right. I was second guessing myself there. It is Jade Kovacevic slotting home her 12th goal in 12 games. And it's 3-1 for North Toronto here in the 53rd minute of play. This is absolutely what head coach Billy Wilson was looking for. And they just can't get enough here in North Toronto. Braich on the ball now. Tostvin battling with her. Fowler gets it back to Braich.
North Toronto goal in the 53rd minute.
Braich is taken
Number
down
9,
at the top of the
Jade
box.
Kovacevic.
Cripps runs over as quick as she can to collect this. Looks like she wants to put a ball in towards LaRose and test the keeper from here. This is Amanda Cripps stepping up, and she lofts one in middle of the box, and LaRose collects that one without any trouble. I got way too excited for a shot in towards goal there. Happens to the best of us, right? Mazzafaro applying some pressure now on Emma Warren. Amanda Cripps on it now. Right-footed shot low and hard towards LaRose, and just not enough mustard on that one to really trouble the keeper. Tostvin with a very careless ball, and Fowler got onto the end of it. Braich with it now. Braich working her way to the edge of the 18. Squirts it out wide for Fowler to run onto, but It's going to be a North Mississauga throw-in. Great hustle there by Ashley Greco to keep the ball in play. Cripps maintains control for North, or sorry, that was Mazzafaro on the far side keeping it in. Rice working the ball through the middle, turned over. Poon recollects it for North Toronto. This pressure from Ravina Braich is causing tons of trouble for North Toronto in their own end. This is Greco trying to win the ball back for North Miss. Perez takes a shove in the back from Steen and goes to ground. It'll be a free kick in a very dangerous spot for North Toronto. Greco creating a one-woman wall in front of Perez. Rice, the lone attacker, directly in front of goal. Kovacic making her run on the back post. Tosfin got a foot to it. Perez, another ball into the box. Shouldered by Emma Warren. Shot in towards goal and just wide of Molly Erickson's goal. You'd have to think she'd have got a hand to that. She was in the right place at the right time just there. Rice with it now. Rice battling with Fiaccini. Fiaccini with it still. This is Quinton Tostvin. Tostvin switching plays, found Kovacevic. Flag goes up, she's offside. Tostvin being closed down by Greco. Lofts one into the box for Bell to run onto, or at least onto the edge of the box. But Elise Bell just unable to chase that one down. Courtney Poon bringing the ball down. Mavinger lays it off. Fowler chips one up for Greco to run onto. Greco's got Tostvin on her. Tostvin wins the battle. She's so strong defensively. Tostvin able to clear, but only as far as Fowler. Fowler's found Mavinger. Mavinger chipping one up over the top for Greco to run onto. Greco's going to get to it just at the touchline. Pops the ball into the box. Mazzafaro got it up into the air again, but she's going to get whistled down for a foul on the play by referee Kim Lee. And North Toronto get the ball back in quickly, but it's Ravina Braich with her defensive enthusiasm winning the ball back for North Mississauga. DeBoer going back to Rollins. Rollins getting underneath it, popping it up into the air. Fowler with it again up the wing for Greco. And Tostvin slams the door on yet another North Mississauga adventure into the Nitro's end. Cripps playing a ball in low for Mavinger. Mavinger top of the box. Perez clipped her heel. Mavinger went to ground, and it'll be a set piece opportunity from a very, very exciting spot if you're a North Toronto fan, player, or coach. Steen and Cripps standing over it. Three-player wall standing in front of LaRose's goal. Kim Lee marching them back a couple steps. Cripps runs onto it, blasts a low hard shot in on LaRose, but never really challenging the keeper. She just dropped to her knees to pick that one up, and she's going to try and spring Kovacevic here. Kovacevic gets around the defender. If the defender makes a miscue on the play, Kovacevic cuts back. She's all free in a very dangerous spot, and that is not who you want to have alone in front of goal. And Jade Kovacevic blasts one just over the net. We got substitutions coming here, coming out of the match for North Toronto will be Ravina Brach that's my mistake. It'll be Jessie DeBoer coming out for North Toronto and relieving herself of the captaincy, and Ivy Perez is coming out
Double
as
North Toronto
well.
substitution in the 61st minute. Exiting the match is number 8, Ivy Perez, and number 16, Jessie DeBoer. Entering the match is
And
number
then
19,
it'll be Sarah Flood
and number
and
2,
Nicola
Nikki
Golan coming into the match. Golan getting her first touch. Bell working her way into the corner, trying to get around Fowler. Bell plays a ball into the middle. Kovacevic got a foot to it. And sliding challenge there from Molly Erickson, going in with a crunching tackle on Emma Warren. And it'll be Nikki Golan to take the corner kick here for North Toronto after that brief spell of excitement in front of the North Mississauga goal. Golan with a right-footed in-swinger. Going back post, Rollins was there, wasn't able to connect. And it's going to go out for a North Mississauga throw-in deep in their own end here in the 63rd minute of play. It's 3-1 for the North Toronto Nitros over the North Mississauga Panthers. Jade Kovacevic getting the lone goal of the second half here very early on. Essentially taking the wind out of North Mississauga's sails. Sarah Flood getting involved there with her first touch of the game. Poon going back. And this is a dangerous spot to have a open shot on goal, but Emma Warren doesn't make the most of her opportunity. Ravina Brach getting it out to Fowler. Greco being harried by Tostvin. Greco gets a ball into the box, but nobody in black there to put it in the back of the goal, and it'll be escorted out by Abby Simpson. Golan trying to get around Mavinger. She puts it past her. Mavinger goes to ground, but a fabulous sliding challenge there from Bruna Mavinger to keep Nikki Golan at bay. This is Nikki Golan over the ball, waiting for everyone to push up the pitch. Abby Simpson's worked up. It's Courtney Poon hanging back with Emma Warren, the only two back for North Toronto. Golan raises her arm, right-footed outswinger going back post. Kovacevic is there, but she's unable to keep it in bounds, and it goes out for a North Mississauga goal kick here in the 66th minute of play. It's been all North Toronto here in the second half, friends. This is Greco, full head of steam. Cuts inside, low hard shot, but it's right into the arms of LaRose as she drops to her right to make the save. Quick throw out onto the wing. This is Mavinger working her way through the middle. Ball slipped through for Cripps to run onto. Rollins wins that battle. Rice lays it off for Warren, and it's back to Rice, but sliding in to break that up is Fiaccini. We've got another substitution coming here for North Mississauga. Coming out of the match will be Bruna Mavinger, the lone goal scorer for North Mississauga, and coming in will be Carla Portillo, a name who will be very familiar to longtime fans of League One Ontario. A 27-year-old. Played for North Mississauga for
North Mississauga substitution in the 67th
few
minute.
years.
Exiting the match is number 21, Bruna McGivner. Entering the match is number 10, Carla Portillo.
Played collegiately at West Virginia University, which is nothing to look down your nose at, but it's the professional career that saw her go off to Europe. But that being said, she had a ACL injury and she's just working her way back up into the lineup. Good to see her back at full force. Like so many women who have come through League One Ontario. She was plying her trade in Sweden, which is always a great place to go as a Canadian. And again, Eriksson sprawling to make a save. I'm sure if it had been on goal, she would have had it. But Portillo was playing in France before she went to Sweden. And now she's back. Good to see her back in game shape. We'll see what she can get done out there. Such a tidy player. Just seems to have the ball on a string. Keeps it so tight to her body. Mazzafaro charging in. A rocket shot in towards LaRose, and she gets a hand to that, pushing it up over her goal. Mississauga is going to take this corner kick as we have reached the 70th minute of play. Mississauga taking a good run up at this one. Right-footed outswinger going back post. Rising up to meet it. Looked like it was Rollins. Portillo on it now. Oh, wide for Greco. She's going to keep it in bounds. Warren gets a foot in. Or that was Rice. Or rather, that was Elise Bell. I'll get it right eventually. I know for a fact, though, that was Reese Fowler who put that ball into the box for North Mississauga. Kovacic getting a foot to it, battling hard with Portillo. Golan laying it off for Sarah Flood. This is Nikki Golan. She's found Jade Kovacic in a dangerous one. She blasts it low and hard, but Erickson's there to make the save, turning that one away. Molly Erickson smashes one up over towards half. Reese Fowler nods it on, and it'll be sent back to LaRose by Quentin Tostvin. Fabulous work there by Steen. But it's finally Elise Bell getting to it for North Toronto. Kovacic with the back heel to Golan. Golan puts it into the middle of the box. Turning on it is Mississauga, but her shot is blocked by, or her clearance is blocked by Courtney Poon. Ball only gets as far as Emma Warren, but she's going to escort that one out for a throw-in. Abby Simpson looking to get it back to Warren, but it's knocked out for another North Toronto throw deep in enemy territory here in the 73rd minute of play. This is Quentin Tostvin to Sarah Flood. Flood going back to Sarah Rollins, and she puts the ball deep into the corner. Warren's able to get onto it. Another ball put into the box, and it's going to go out behind the goal for a North Mississauga goal kick. Kaya Rice trying to make things happen on that far side of the pitch, but unable to get anything to happen. We got another substitution coming here, as it'll be I made a mistake there. Ashley Greco is on North Toronto. I need to apologize to Mara Sanatsiu, who's now wearing number 11 for North Mississauga, who's been
North
playing
Toronto substitution in the
fantastically
74th minute.
here in the second half.
Exiting the match is number
because
15, Emma Warren. Entering the match is number 11,
It's Ashley Greco who's now getting into the match for North Toronto. So you'll have to forgive me as Sanaseu goes to ground and gets the call. This is Greco now with the ball. Playing it into the middle for Kovacevic. Another substitution coming here is Tamara Lisser is going to be coming in for Maya Vittoria.
Don't worry, it's on the app.
Fowler getting the ball into Sanaseu. Flood on it now. Chips it up into the air for Kovacevic to get onto, but Steen is there as always.
North Mississauga substitution in the 75th minute. Exiting the match is number 6, Maya Vittoria.
Meggs.
Entering the match is number 29,
Victoria
Tamara
Foster. And then gets the call. Be a free kick in a very, very dangerous spot.
What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. She gets it all the time. I didn't even speak with you.
It's Nikki Golan over the ball. Sanaseu, the one player, stood in front of her. It's Steen once again, the St. FX. St. FX player in her U Sports role. Poon going back. LaRose over it. Tostman into the middle for Sarah Flood. Flood being closed down by Ravina Brach. Nikki Golan's going to come back to collect. She'll give it to Tostovan. Brach again battling hard to win back a ball for North Mississauga. This is Lisser. Portillo. Sanaseu wide for Fowler. Fowler's left-footed ball goes off of Greco, gets to Golan. And Golan's going to slow things down going back to Tostvan once again. Golan pops it up into the air. Brach has found a streaking Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro with a low shot in towards goal. And offside. Amanda Cripps. I have to wonder if that was going to be in on goal if she'd have left it alone. So that one will be chalked off. And substitution coming here. And it looks as though Amanda Cripps is coming off. She's going to be replaced by Leah Foster here in the 79th minute of play. We'll see what Foster can get done in the next 10 and a half minutes or so.
North Mississauga substitution in the 78th minute.
Foster coming in with
Exiting
a
the
full
match is
tank of
number
gas
15, Amanda
to
Cripps.
close this match out.
Entering the match is number 7, Leah Foster.
Kaya Rice with it still in the middle of the pitch. Poon unable to control. Lisser's got the ball to Brach. Brach getting it up. Foster creating problems already. Fowler comes flying in. Tamara Lisser looking for Sanaseu. Reese Fowler to take the throw in, plays her collegiate soccer at the University of Western Ontario. Or I guess they changed the name now, didn't they? It's just Western U. No longer the University of Western Ontario. I'll get that right one of these days as Kovacevic moves the ball into the middle of the pitch. Still with it. Tried to slip it through for Elise Bell, and it was just a touch behind her. You can afford to make those kind of mistakes when you're sitting on a 2-goal cushion the way North Toronto are. This is Elise Bell streaking up the left side, cutting into the middle. Nikki Golan on it now, tries to make the cute little pass there to Kovacevic. This is Sanaseu with it now, getting around Sarah Flood, chipping it up into the air, but it's brought down without hesitation by Abby Simpson. Ooh, late challenge there by Tamara Lisser. Lisser's going to get a chat from Kim Lee. It looks like she'll get out of this one unscathed without a card, but a stern talking to from the referee. And it looks like we've got another substitution coming here as Talia Walker is going to be coming in for Jade Kovacevic in the 82nd minute of play. We'll see what Walker can get done here in the last 10 minutes of this match.
Minute. Exiting the match is number 9, Jade Kovacevic. Entering the match is number 17, Talia Walker.
Walker getting her first touch. Sanaseu and Tostman battling for it. Tostman wasn't able to stop the attack, and a long, big booming shot off the boot of Leah Foster. Looked to trouble Arden LaRose, but in the end, just over the goal. I don't think LaRose timed her jump properly there. This is Nikki Golan. Lisser into the back of Golan. Golan goes to Tostman. This is Tamara Lisser. Lisser turning, looking for options. Emma Steen with it now, and Steen gritting her teeth as she gets by Walker. Ball slipped through, and ooh. Dangerous situation there as Isabella Mazzafaro is charging in, creating all kinds of havoc for Arden LaRose in the North Toronto back line. Leah Foster continuing to cause problems for the back four of North Toronto. Elise Bell with the ball under control. Play whistle down on Sanaseu. And it looks like it's going to be a yellow card coming here to Darcy Fiaccini. In the 84th minute of play, another yellow card being drawn by Kimley. I say
North
another yellow
Mississauga,
card.
yellow card in the 84th minute.
Really the
Number
first yellow
17,
card.
Dorothy Puccini.
I'm just making things up now. Offside. Walker almost getting a foot to the ball, but it's Emma Steen again. Right place, right time. Mezzafaro battling to try and win a ball for North Mississauga, but great work by Abby Simpson. Ball goes out wide for Leah Foster. She puts it off of the shins of Abby Simpson. "86 minutes have ticked off the clock here, friends. And if I had to hazard a guess, North Toronto are going to be adding another W into the wins column today. That'll bring them to 11-2-2 on the season. And this result won't be beneficial to North Mississauga, but sitting on 12 points, they'll still be in a decent spot to avoid the relegation zone. They'll go to winless in their last 6. North Mississauga 3-8-3 on the season, as LaRose makes a save on a deflection in tight on her goal. We're getting late into the season here, friends, and the games are not going to get any easier, but that means they will be exciting. Nikki Golan stays on her feet despite the strong challenge by Tamara Lisser. Lisser getting the worst of that by the looks of it. But as we hit the dog days of summer, we get to reflect on the season that's been, and it's been a doozy so far this year, and we couldn't have done it without some help. Some of that help coming from Macron, who go by the motto of work hard, play harder, is another foul at the edge of the box against North Toronto. Sees them with a free kick from a real tasty looking perspective on the goal. It's Golan standing over it, and you'd have to think this is well within her range. Lots to work with for a right-footed player from where she's standing right now. And it was a second yellow and a red card for Darcy Fiaccini as Golan puts the shot wide of the goal. So in quick succession, Fiaccini got 2 yellows in the last 5 minutes and earned herself an early trip to the showers.
North Mississauga red card in the 89th minute. Number 17, Darcy Fiocchini.
Walker with it now, but she's in an offside position. We'd also like to thank Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer, which is the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And Ontario Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite. We'll have an update for you in just a moment as to how much time will be added on to this match. Shot in towards goal by Greco, and that won't raise an eyebrow even from Molly Erickson, as she has no concerns whatsoever over that ball. Four minutes of additional time to be added onto this one as Portillo slips the ball out wide for Mazzafaro to run onto.
The fourth official has
Steen
indicated
has switched
there will be a
sides,
minimum
and
of
she's
4
got it
minutes at a
now and
time.
gives it back to Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro plays it out wide for Leah Foster. Foster puts the ball into the middle, and it'll be Rollins clearing. Rollins getting another foot to it before Ravina Braich can get there, and Reese Fowler smashes the ball well over the goal and out for a North Toronto goal kick.
Wait. Did you say wait?
This is Reese Foster to put it in quickly. Portillo on it now. Sliding challenge from Golan. She gets to the ball, but Portillo stays with it. Golan and Portillo battling, but it's Golan coming away with it. She's found Nikki Poon. Slips the pass through for Sarah Flood. Golan with the overlapping run. It's Lisser who is able to break things up. Sarah Flood on it now. Back to Courtney Poon. Poon's going to go backwards for Tostvin. Tostvin cutting around Seneseu. Walker running onto it, and it'll be Lisser sliding in to put the ball out of bounds for a North Toronto throw. Greco working her way into the edge of the box. Her shot is deflected. Walker going in as Erickson bobbles it. And it's cleared once more by North Mississauga. Leah Foster barking out instructions for her team to push up the pitch. Seneseu getting a foot to it. She's found Foster. Foster turns and fires. She's looking for Mazzafaro, but it's only going to get as far as number 12 in white. This is Sarah Flood, stopping as the pressure comes from Foster. Out wide for Greco. This is Ashley Greco. Sliding challenge from Reese Fowler. Fowler again breaking up another counterattack. Fowler's had a pretty decent game here so far. Few players who have made sterling accounts of their abilities today for North Mississauga despite the result. You'd have to think Steen's been one of them. As I say that, the curse of the commentators, she gets rounded by Elise Bell. Molly Erickson slow to her feet here as she took that ball off the beak. Still on the ground, gathering her thoughts and her breath. She's a tough customer, though. She'll get back up to her feet. The trainer comes out to greet her, but I can see the look on her face. Don't think she needs the help. can see her shaking her head. No, I'm fine. I'm good. She heads back into the goal as the trainer's told exactly where he can go, which is directly off the pitch. Nikki Golan standing over the corner kick. Kim Lee blows her whistle. Golan's ball going all the way through the box. It'll be Tostvin taking it into the corner and mistouched by Tostvin, and that's out for a throw-in. And that's your final whistle, folks. 3-1, your final score for the North Toronto Nitros over the visiting North Mississauga Panthers. My name's Pierce Lang.
And
It's
the
been an
final score is
absolute
3-1
pleasure
North
bringing you
Toronto
today's
Nitros.
action from everyone here. Andre from MSA operating the camera and our entire crew. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on your League One Ontario Game of the Week.